Okay, so here we go. Initially, we open the files. We have to write our details. You're supposed to have left line your name, center number, and candidate number. I will obviously not ignore any point. So in this particular file, you supposed to have in the header right line the following, yes or no, left line. And in right line, you want is an automated file name with no file path. So over here, what you need is automated file name. Okay, right? Here we go. Next, enter formula in cell B5 to look up the equipment item using the item number in cell B4. So in B4, you have is an item number. Okay, so what we want is in B5 over here, we want to have is look up the equipment item. So we can use this file. So if you look at this particular file, what do I have here? I have the item numbers and I have the equipment item, yes or no. So it's very clear that we can obviously use VLOOKUP and it's very straightforward. So we will use over here is, I believe most of you are able to do this. Okay, good. And my table array is this. The field names are not included, comma 2 because second column, comma 0 because exact match. So I somehow get this. Any problem? No. Enter formula in B7, in cell B7. Here, to display the date and name of the employee, the date and the name. These are the date and the name, right? So this is why I was emphasizing on the fact that you should go through the spreadsheet and try to read the content क्या आपको समझ आए आराम से. So date or name are here. Okay. Of the employee who checked the item of safety equipment. So using the balloon name. So by using the balloon name, okay, item number and the external file this. So I have to use the balloon name, the item number, and I need that. So what we'll do over here is I will use is equals to VLOOKUP. Okay, that's my lookup value, agree, comma. I am going to select this range. Yes or no? Obviously, you have to select this because this has to be compared with this, with this, with this, or this. Yes or no? Now, comma, what is the column index number? The column index number actually is this. Sorry, it's this. Yes or no? 7. But that won't give us the right answer because we have to do here is +1 and then comma 0. And then we get the right answer. You can confirm right over here is that ETA, if I have ETA, and if I have over here is 7, what do I have? 5 ETA, and if I have 7, I have is this by PayTube, right? And that's correct. And if I obviously change this to, let's say, if I change this to 6 or 5, I get this, and you can even check it's right. Now, why do you think so? I did +1. Why was there a need of doing +1? Because what? Yeah, because we were selecting this range. And when we select a range, obviously, the column index numbering starts from here. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Yes or no? All of you know that, right? But in this particular case, if I would have referred to 1, 1 means this, 2 means this. Yes or no? This is 2, this is 3. Technically speaking, if I write 2, okay, it will give me this, but 2 actually means this. This is 2. You get my point. According to the range, this is 2. But what I want is this. So I need one next one. So I have to add 1 to it. You have to study the sheet thoroughly. Why should I use 3? No, you didn't get the point. We are entering over here the item number. By looking at the item number, I want to get either this column. So if I enter 1, I should get this. If I write 2, I should get this. If I write 3, I should get this. Comparing this. Yes or no? So what I'm saying is, if I would have simply used VLOOKUP and used, like, let's say comma 3. 3 was 1, 2, 3. This was 3. This is not 3. This is 2. So my answer is in the next column. So in order to get the data from the next column, my column index number had to be referred to 1 plus. Yes or no? A very good question made by the examiner. Yes or no? We could have not even used simple lookup over here. That would have not even worked. The only solution was you add 1 to it. Did you get my point, all of you? No, you didn't get it. You got it? No, you got it. You got it. You got it. When we use VLOOKUP, we give the array. Agree with me? When we give the array, what is this? 1, yes, but is this not the lookup vector, the lookup column? Are these not the lookup values? I want to compare this with this, or I want to compare this with this, or I want to compare this with this. Yes or no? Once we select the range, and when we write comma 2, what does it mean? Second column. Second column of what? Of the range. So have a look over here. If I would have written comma 2, it would have given me what? Is it right? It's wrong. If I would have written 1, it would have given me the balloon name. Is it right? So if I would have written over here 6, it would have given me 5. It is always giving me, in this case, it's given one answer before. Because is question में उसने जरा उसको temper किया हुआ है. Get the point? So he is labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 1, this is 2, this is 3. So technically, the column index number, when we write 2, is not 2. It should be coming from 3. 3 means 4. 4 means 5. So this is the confusion the examiner created for us. नहीं वो आप डायनामिक नहीं कर रहे क्योंकि एट द सेम टाइम आपने काम करना है कि इस शीट को यूज करते हुए आइटम नंबर आपने यहाँ लिखना है. When you write the item number over here, this should change. You see, if I change this to 2, this changes. So if I do that, उससे dynamic नहीं रहेगा, उससे static हो जाएगा. This is dynamic. By looking at this value, it should come here. It should see कि second column में क्या है, second column में ये है. मगर technically Excel के मुताबिक second ये है, जो गलत है. Yes or no? इसलिए मैंने +1 किया कि if I write 2, it means this. If I write 3, it means this. 1 plus the column I want to search. Is it clear? Yes or no? Okay. These are the technicalities that you have to work with. Okay. At times the questions go beyond. This is why Excel, जो मैं आपको शुरू से कह रहा हूँ, Excel or even databases को भी don't take it very lightly. Web authoring is generalized and easy module. इतना मुश्किल नहीं आता. Whatever comes in web authoring, you will be able to do it. But these two modules, please take them seriously. If you're good at these two modules, your theory part is also done because you get a question from database and you get a question from spreadsheet in P1. Get my point? Can we now start with other points that I want to discuss? Okay. So the other points that I want to discuss are, मैं इस पे stick करता हूँ. For example, if I make a new, right. So this means we can even do over here this way is, let's say, in fact, let me just copy these two. So did we discuss validation? We did discuss validation, didn't we? And what was validation, if you remember? There are two ways we can maintain data integrity. Walaikum salam. At this particular cell, listen, come data validation, allow a whole number to be entered between 2 and 12. Fine. And then you can have an input message that would say is enter number. And I can write over here is between 2 and 12. Or फिर error message है, उसमें you can write over here is enter again what between 2 and you'll just know कि what is error message and you'll just know what is input mask. अभी आपको समझ आ जाएगी. So you got this right, whole number between this, any problem? And where I've applied this in the cell. If I press OK, you see what comes? It's telling me that you're supposed to enter this, but still, let's say I do it wrong. I enter over 17. It says, no, you're entering it wrong. We gave you a message, but still you're doing it wrong. Okay, fine. Now I enter the right thing. So it would accept it, yes or no. In the same manner, we have is decimal. So you can write decimals, any problem? In the same manner, we can have a date occurring between this date and this date, yes or no? In the same manner, we can have a time occurring between this and this, yes or no? Between this time or this time, kuch bhi ho sakta hai, koi issue nahi hai. And then you have is text length, which means I can enter a text length which should be minimum 2 characters and minimum 6 characters. Okay, Kia? Now, idhar aake if I write just let's say Q, it says no, it's just 1 character. So if I write is Q, 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 let me write more than 6. Again, it says no, wrong. So if I write is Q, 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 it says fine because I'm entering between 2 and 6. Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. Now, what I wanted to discuss was this. मैं इधर आता हूं data validation में. Remember list? What's list? List में I can click on this arrow and select this. What do I get? The list. Yes or no? Clear or not? This is also validation. Agree with me? Okay. अब देखो, I'll do something. मैं type करता हूं, तब तक अजान हो रही है, and just see what I'm doing. And tell me what have I done. I hope you can see. Changes, changes, changes. Formula was simple VLOOKUP. Look up for this from here and get the data from the second column. Can all of you see the formula? What's in F3? Delta. And then the range and comma 2 from the second column and 0. So is this not a very good way to make a dynamic spreadsheet? What do you say? I think so this time they can target something like this, I'm telling you. When I warn you about things, please note them down clearly. So please write down the use of list as a lookup value. इसको आप highlight कर लो, I'm telling you. The use of list as a lookup value. So you should have a practice of this. Okay, how would you do it? Obviously, you'll do my activities. Past paper में नहीं आया point. I'll give you an activity afterwards after we're done the papers. अभी तक नहीं point आया. देखो बेटा, अभी if you go to the syllabus, there are around 40 to 45% of the points जो अभी तक target नहीं हुए practical में, which remain to be before the syllabus changes again. Obviously, the reason why we do the past paper is because obviously we get to know how to attempt and what sort of questions can come. Because every time there's a new point that comes in. So every time a new point in Excel or databases comes in, students get confused. ये किस तरह होगा? और वहाँ pressure होता है. It's a different environment. तो वहाँ situation different होती है. Get the point? Unless and until आपको ये सारा practice करना नहीं आएगा, you can get confused. You get my point. So please don't be overconfident by saying, sir, सारे past papers हो गए, मेरी तैयारी हो गई है. बिल्कुल नहीं. मैं कभी भी नहीं कहूँगा आपके past papers तैयारी हो जाएगी. Definitely do it, but we will not be satisfied. So we need to do the activities that I will give you. That will be in January. Send up तक आपका सिर्फ syllabus and past papers के related आएगा. January onward, we do is advanced points. Is this clear? Okay. So I wanted to discuss another few things with you. That these are really important. I did or I did not, but I really want to emphasize on this again. You know the now function. Yeah. Now gives me today's date and time. Did we discuss the text function? The text function. Yeah. What was it doing? Text function क्या कर रहा था? But it was also doing something else. While you're writing it down, don't you explain what does it do? Huh? Yes. Exactly. Exactly. बिल्कुल सही. Yes. Rest of you? We can change format. Yes, you can. Exactly. So text it does not only refer to text. It is basically for formatting. What if the question says that you're supposed to format a date? Would you right click and go to format and change it? If the examiner says format, yes. What if the examiner says you have to use a function to format? Yes. Exactly. Get the point? Please read the question carefully. मैं आपको बार-बार कहूँगा. P3 में time का issue नहीं है. P3 में issue है reading the question carefully. There is no advantage that you finish the paper half an hour and say, "Oh, sir, I was the first one in the hall to do the paper." No one is going to give you candy over there. Get the point? To make sure that you utilize your time in such a way, inshallah, send up में, because we do not have time कि मैं 2.5 hours आपका लेके पूरा practical send up में से पहले we will try to practice this in a way. I let you know how to do, what not to do, so you will have a good idea. Because you have not practiced the entire paper till now. You have specifically just done modules. कभी ये कर लिया, कभी दूसरा कर लिया, कभी तीसरा कर लिया. अब आपने go में करना है. पूरे का पूरा करना है. And doing in one go is very different than doing in modules. ये ज़हन में रखना. Right. Okay. So very well done. We have discussed all this. I'm so glad. Can I just confirm? Oh yeah, one very important thing. Do you remember us discussing is the exact function? I don't think so. Exact. The exact function does is that if I want to compare this, comma, this, two cells, it says false. I'm sorry if you can't see from the back, I'll try to increase the size. This is what I have. So I have is exact says, give me the first text value, give me the second text value. So if I compare these two, it says false. Why is it saying false? Capital. So is it not very interesting function? Yeah. It will also compare the case